Good day to you all. My name is Gideon Irmia from H Arts Channel. We are running a talk show program and our guest here. Sir, will you mind to tell us about yourself?
Well, good day to you all. My name is Christopher Wisdom. It's a privilege to have a talk show with H Art. So I count it a great privilege to be here conversing with you. So thanks once again.
So, what's your view about literature, sir?
Well, literature to me, literature is all about life. To me, literature is my life, is my way of life. Things I do, I consider literature very paramount. It's just like a stylistic way of living a life. Everything you do should just be all about literature because it's more of a religion to me. Like a religion.
Are you into creative writing? And would you mind to tell us the genre of the literature which you write on?
Well, I've been into poetry since when I was young, and I'm strictly a poet. Though I sometimes try to chip in, I try to write here and there, but I have great passion in poetry. So I am vastly into poetry writing.
Right. Okay. How old were you when you newly got into poetry?
Well, that's a big question, and a lot of people has been asking me about the time I started writing. Well, I started writing when I was 14 years old. I was in JS2 by then. Well, to give you a brief story about how everything started, to cut the long story short, I started dating when I was 14 years old. I think that's mind blowing. So I started writing as a result of the feelings I had for Sharon Rose Francis. So I don't know if she's very close, listen to me. I want to tell you today that my love for you introduced me to poetry. The first poem I wrote was Rose Among Roses. Her name is Sharon Rose Francis. So I started writing with her.
So how was your interaction with literature as a subject? When you were in secondary school? Just as you said.
Well, in my secondary school time, I was very poor in literature because I don't like attending classes. But in terms of literature classes, I do squeeze my time, come around, sit at the back. I'll be observing all these poetry analysis from our teacher. He organized Saturday class from 8 to 12. I'll be there, I'll participate. He once gave me an assignment. He said I should go and analyze this poem. I went home, I was like, do I even know the meaning of analysis? Talk more of me analyzing a poem. So back then in primary school, in secondary school, I was very poor in literature classes.
Wow.
But at the tail end of everything, I later got the inspiration and desire to participate.
So how far have you gone in writing? You hint to the fact that you were not that good in literature in secondary school. So how far have you gone now?
Well, I think I've gone a bit far in literature, especially poetry. Because now I think if I see things around me, conditions, things happening, I can decide on what to do about it. Though I'm not a type who talks a lot, but I think I use poems to pass out a message. And presently, as we're talking, I intend to have a poetry collection by August this year because I want to make up the poems I've written last year, 2020. So that's how far I've gone for now.
All right, okay, sir. So, in conclusion, sir, what's your advice to the young writers out there who are either watching or listening to you live in the channel?
Well, now I want to advise my fellow young writers out there. I want us to fully cooperate with our teachers in the secondary school level. Because back then in our secondary school, our vice principal did all he could to develop literature into us. But we were so determined and we were very adamant that we don't want anything that has to do with literature. So I will advise us all now to cooperate with our teachers, use our libraries and study our books. Our phones aren't just meant for us to browse and chat online. We should use them for things that are very good and very vital for our education.
Thank you, sir. We can see how Mr. Christopher Wisdom has coped with writing since from his secondary school to this level, and we have heard the advice is given to young writers like you and I. So we should try your best at least to come up. I think literature is life, so we should try our best.
Sure, it's life.
Yeah,
it's life.
we should try our best and at least get something from our guest for today. So you are highly
Thank
thank
you.
you,
I
sir.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you, sir. Thank you.